Evening everybody, welcome to Webby's Sports Roundup with me, Webby, and the boys in my little manor. We are in El Galleon, and tonight, 7 o'clock, this is going out to all you big football fans and big football supporters. If you just joined the channel, Webby Sports Roundup, that's me, Paul James Webb, they call me Webby, and we live in, or I live, and all the boys, we live in Tenerife, and we're in the south of Tenerife, in my little manor in Cayo Salvaje. Now, big football podcast is going to come up now for the next half an hour. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, share it, we have a bit of fun, and we like everybody sending comments, and I answer every single one. And I've got Sean Murphy, my number 4. We're going to be talking a bit about West Ham, England tonight, obviously 7:45 against Greece in this football nations tournament or whatever, and they're playing Finland on Sunday at 5 o'clock, and I will be down the Three Horseshoes at 7:45 to watch the game in my little corner. Now, and I've also got Terry, my number 2, because my big Simon, my number 3, he's in Porto de la Cruz having 2 or 3 days with Angela on a little bit of a jolly, so enjoy that, you two. Right, before we go, got a great announcement to make. Kept it quiet all morning, and I am the proud owner, I'm having another grandchild. So a big shout out to my number 2 son, Webby, because Lee's my number 1, Matthew's my number 2, and I got my daughter Kerry. They've given me 5 grandchildren, and Matthew John Webb has just made me a proud granddad of having another little baby. And not forgetting the lady who's done all the work is Faye. So thanks Faye, love you loads, sweetheart. And it was born last night in Hospital in the hospital in the south of Tenerife. It became talking about size, fantastic. She was all front, thought it might have been a boy, but it wasn't. It was a girl. It was £9, which is fantastic, and they're calling it Elsie. What a beautiful name. So love you two, from me and your mum, and from Kath and from Wayne. So well done you two, superb. And I'll be seeing it in a day or so's time, because she's in hospital and she's got a little bit of pain, but we're going to sort it. So well done you two, fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Love you loads. But getting on to the show, so we're going to see the boys, and let's start talking about football. Speak to you in a minute. Here we go, we've got the boys back on now. We've got Terry, my number 2. Morning, Terry.
Morning.
How are you, big man?
Very well, thank you.
Good to see you. And obviously we've got my pal Sean Murphy, big West Ham fan, and he's got his season ticket to watch the Hammers do well in the Premier League.
Trouble.
Yeah, there's trouble. Now, listen, what we're going to do, we're just going to a small podcast for half an hour or so. It's out, obviously, as you all know, 7 o'clock tonight on Thursday. A little bit about England playing over the next few days. We haven't really checked it out very much, as Sean says, and nobody takes a lot of interest, but it is what it is. So I'm going to ask the boys if there's any football matters that has happened over the last 7 days. They want to bring things up, bring items, but they're not happy with, etc, etc. Let's kick off, first and foremost, let's talk about England very quickly. The England manager. Now, I've just checked out Oddschecker.
Interim manager.
All right, no, England, what I mean, the England manager, who's going to be, right? Because there is an interim manager, as you know, Lee Carsley, okay?
Webby, we know he's going to get the job. This is what the FA do. They give the job to someone like they did Southgate. They go for the cheap option, right? The cheap option, yeah? And then what will happen is, he'll beat the dog and duck, he'll beat Greece, he'll beat Finland, because we're in this Hop 2, or Group 2, of these waste of space UEFA Nations games,
yeah,
which are pimped up friendlies, basically,
yeah.
Right? And then they do really well, win all them games, they give them the job, we get to a tournament, we may do better, we may not, but he's the cheaper option. Why they don't just go out now and bring a world-class manager in, on the money they'd be paying him in the years
to get rid of him?
I don't know.
Well, look, I just looked. He's 2 to 7, so that means if he is the future England manager, you've got to put 70 quid on to win 20.
I'm confused because obviously you do know he's Harry Hill. Put a pair of glasses on, he's Harry Hill, right? So if he's getting on tour next year, Harry Hill now, you know he's not going to be the England manager. Simple as that, right? Because you can't do 2 gigs at once.
You love it, don't you? You do.
Well, is he singing the national anthem, or is he still or is it just that one?
Well,
game?
we'll see tonight. We'll see tonight, won't
He's
we?
Irish, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
that's right,
I
he's
mean,
Irish.
How can you have an
They-
England manager that don't sing your national anthem?
No, that's right. I agree.
Well, the players bloody don't sing it, do they?
No, that's right. There's one or two players don't.
I tell you, need Stuart Pearce out there, mate. He used to belt out the national anthem, didn't he, for England, didn't he?
Totally embarrassing.
Yeah.
Can I just say, Lee Carsley, sure. Who do they used to play for?
Oh, Carsley?
Carsley, was it
Well,
Watford?
listen. I'm going to tell
I
you.
don't know.
Coventry City,
Oh,
son.
Coventry, right.
Come on, Sean, get a grip of yourself. It's got to be Coventry, the Super Sky
Well,
Blue
it's at
Army.
Everton, right?
But
So there's no winning mentality there being at Everton, is there? Eh?
Don't you bloody start on
They don't
ever.
know with the under-21s, let's face it. Right? But I think when you're blessed with a flock of players coming through at the same time,
Yeah,
like Southgate's had with England,
yeah,
you should be winning things. It's as simple as that.
yeah.
Simple as that.
Well, the thing is, obviously, when we had the European tournament, we lost to Spain in the final. We're always going to lose to them, but they were far superior.
But why?
Yeah,
Why? If
yeah.
you put that Spanish team on paper, man for man, against
Nothing's-
our England team,
They were second to us.
yeah.
Yeah,
Southgate, this style of football just reminds me of watching David Moyes.
Moyes. I knew you were going to say that.
It was. It was identical. You know, defend first, attack second.
Well,
know?
two great players he never took, as we all know, is Grealish and Palmer.
They took Palmer.
Yeah, but he never played him.
We did.
Well, yeah, all right.
He come on.
He's
He
just
come
been
on.
voted England's player of the
I
year.
know we have. That's what I mean.
Grealish didn't deserve to go. He weren't playing for
But
City.
but at the end of the day, still he would have on the left. He would have got penalties and
Grealish
things.
is a luxury player.
Where I think England went wrong in that was I think everyone says it was playing Harry Kane.
Yeah,
What did he do in that tournament?
he wasn't.
It was a liability.
He wasn't 100%.
He's been picked for this 2 matches.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny.
He's not fit.
Right? He's injured. He got injured last weekend.
Yeah.
He's still gone. He's still deprived someone to place in that
Yeah.
England squad,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, in
He's
this
not
Mickey
playing.
Mouse tournament
Yeah.
or whatever it is, play someone like Cole Palmer
Yeah.
or Watkins. Forget Kane, he's not our future now.
No, he's
and,
not.
And he doesn't play well for
Play
England.
Solanke and what's his name? Watkins up front.
Well, I was going to say.
tonight.
Let's have a two men up front.
The thing is as well with Harry Kane is he's the record goal scorer for England.
Yeah.
The thing is England are playing more games now.
Yeah.
And plus he's a penalty taker.
Yeah.
You know.
Plus, we're not playing against iron quality like we
We've
did
played-
back in the days of Bobby Moore.
Yeah, exactly.
Bobby Charlton.
80% of the games that England play are
Yeah.
against poor teams.
Yeah. Well,
Sean, I said this many a time on these videos and in the pub, right? Harry Kane is a jinx.
yeah.
He left Tottenham, he went to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich win everything in Germany.
And he had won
every
nothing.
year.
Yeah.
They won nothing last season.
No.
Right? You will not win a thing with Harry Kane in that team. And when he retires, he'll look at his mantelpiece above his Yorkstone fireplace.
Yeah.
Right? And on there will be about 40 balls for hat-tricks he's got against, or for England, against San Marino, the
Yeah.
Faroe Islands,
Yeah.
Lithuania, 190 odd caps.
Yeah.
But nothing, no silverware.
No trophies.
Nothing. It's a great player. I love him at Liverpool tomorrow.
Yeah.
But going back to what we originally said, I don't think he should be in this squad this time, personally.
No, I agree with that.
you're probably right.
I think you've got to start looking to the future now. You've
Yeah.
got to start bleeding someone in.
Yeah.
A striker in.
Well, listen. Just before we digress with that, manager. Now, Cars is 7-2. The only close one is Tuchel. He's 3-1, and the rest they got Guardiola just to put names down.
Yeah, well, no,
Eddie
Eddie Howe, I
12.
mean, would Eddie Howe be prized away?
Eddie Howe's about 14-1 now. He's gone, isn't he?
It won't be Klopp now, but there again, I mean, we're going against the grain by having an Irishman in charge of England.
Yeah.
I mean, what next? A Scotsman or a German?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
for
see
sure.
a German definitely not in charge.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get off the England situation. So basically, we got Greece tonight, and they're all the same names. Calico Plotinus, I don't know, aren't they? Poins and what have you. So we're going to beat them, aren't we?
Constantinople.
Yeah, that'll
and
do.
all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we're going to beat them, aren't we? And then we got at home, and then we got Finland. Finland. Who plays for Finland?
Oh, Sami Hyypiä.
Do you know Sami Hyypiä?
Sammy,
Oh,
Sammy,
big
Sammy
Sammy.
Hyypiä, yeah.
Do you know some athletics? There used to be, Rudy. He was one of the long distance runners. That's every time you think of Finland.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
the bloke with the beard.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
you know what I mean, don't you?
I do. I can see him. I can't think of his name. Used to run with race against
Yeah, I know.
Ovet.
Oh, Steve. I know exactly.
Yeah.
If anybody's
Yeah.
watching, let us know.
Yeah, I know exactly who you mean.
But Finland was on TV last week. I think, is it the cleanest or the cheapest place to live in the world?
Bloody ain't the cheapest.
Hey,
Expensive
was it?
here,
All right,
really.
well, forget. Well, you would know
You're
about
a heart
that.
attack if you bought a round of drinks in Helsinki.
Well, you already have. That's the reason why you're only 2'2". right. Let's get off the England squad. So we're gonna win 2 games. It'll be a bit of fun. It won't be busy. I'll be down to Freehold Shoes tonight, 8 o'clock. If you want to come down the Manor, come and have a drink with me. Right. Second thing is, we talked about. Well, Bowen, obviously I spoke to you earlier on, and that's going to be in the show on Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. Please watch that. Sean Murphy, 15 questions, and a little bit about West Ham United, how he feels, how the club is going at this moment. And Gerald Bowen, should he stay captain or should he leave the captain's armband?
I don't think he should. We had this conversation about 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay.
About Bowen. And I just think since he's been made captain, I don't think he's captain material.
No, I agree.
He's not a man on the pitch who
Yeah.
you can see giving it all that.
Yeah, no, I agree. But the thing is that West Ham made Declan Rice a captain, and he wasn't a captain.
No, he wasn't.
But he took to it quicker than Bowen has.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in Bowen's character to be a captain.
No.
I think he'd rather other people have the responsibility. But I think to see how it goes, and I'll tell you who would make a good captain for West Ham. This is no disrespect to Bowen because I love him.
Yeah.
It's Kilman, the centre half we bought from Wolves.
Yeah.
Now he does look captain
But
material.
he's had a good few games, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a
Was
good
he
player.
captain at Wolves, though, Kilman?
I don't know.
Don't know.
But he looks to me captain material. But give Bowen a chance. You know?
Yeah.
I know Bowen is not good under pressure, and he says it himself. He said, when he wasn't being picked for England, he was trying too hard to get picked.
Get back
and he
in.
said, now all I'm doing, I'm just going out and enjoying my football, and he's playing better for it. So if he can forget about him being captain a little bit and just get back to what he's good at.
Liverpool sniffing around him a couple of years ago.
Yeah, there's always
they do,
sniffing
He's
around.
good pals with Andy Robertson.
Is he? Yeah.
It just to be a captain of a club of the Premiership, let me know, Sean. It just takes some character, doesn't
Mark
it?
Noble hopefully will help him a big deal.
Yeah.
Because Mark Noble's at the club.
What's his position now? Is he just there to help and bring the youth on?
Yeah, I think he's like just I don't know, director of football. I don't know the title.
yeah.
I don't know the title. But you've got to have Noble at the club because he knows the club. He knows how to
West Ham through and through, isn't he?
West Ham through and through. And he was a bloody good captain.
Yeah, he
Mark
was.
Noble. He was a great captain.
Yeah.
And he's going to help.
Same as my nephew.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
And my nephew.
What club was that?
What's it called now? He's playing over in Bexton.
Yeah.
And it was New.
Because he's from Canning Town. He's from that way, isn't he?
Yeah.
Love that Kenny Town. Love that word. Right, let's move on a little bit. Listen, you over the last few months have always been a bit of a stickler when it comes down to this Man City financial fair play. I don't want to go over it and over it and over it, but obviously you follow it more than anybody else. Now, there's been a decision this week which states Man City are okay. All right.
No, they're not okay.
I know. Okay.
They're okay for the moment.
Right. So Terry, my number 2, just give me your inquest on what you think has happened.
APT, Associated Party Transfers or Transactions, should I say?
Yeah.
All it is apparently this arbitration or whatever you want to call it, where they took the Premier League to wherever it is and sat in a room for a few weeks. Millions of pounds, by the way, yeah.
With lawyers' fees.
Yeah, lawyers' fees that the Premier League clubs all pay
But
into.
but it's all about from the start that Man City have obviously spent more money than it's come in the club.
Well, what they're saying is, part of it is, say like you own that football club, and you got a mate who wants their company to put money into your business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're associated with them.
Yeah.
That somewhere along the line they're saying you can't do it.
Yeah.
Right. As simple as that. I can't sponsor this company no more because they're watching me. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, John, if you sponsor my tea trolley for £60 million a season, we should be all right.
Okay.
Right. Now, whether they can do it or not, I don't know. But the only thing I would say is, apparently at this hearing, which lasted for God knows how long, behind closed doors, by the way, which is totally wrong. You know what I mean? We're all football fans.
Yeah.
We should know what's going on a daily basis, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Simple as that. There was 25 points that come up in it. 23 apparently the Premier League in their favour, and just 2 have come out in City's favour.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen overnight. All they're going to do is redraft part of the agreement.
Yeah.
But all City have been doing is whinging about something that they signed up to when Newcastle got taken over by the Arabs. they've all agreed, and then they're whinging about it because they can't spend more money.
Yeah.
Right? So I think the whole thing's been. The only thing that's come out of it, which is quite interesting, was obviously like owners who own football clubs, giving them like Arsenal, for instance. And Simon's not going to like this one, but now they're looking at Arsenal because Arsenal's owners have given Arsenal a £200 million interest-free loan. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I start thinking, well, why can't Man City have a friend who wants to sponsor their tea trolley for £60 million a season, when obviously Arsenal have got owners who are giving themselves a £200 million interest-free loan? And we spoke about this a little while ago about West Ham. When Golden Sullivan bought West Ham, one of the things they did was they gave West Ham United Football Club a loan, but it weren't interest-free. So they charge West Ham a percentage to lend that money to the football club.
But the thing is, you know, each of these, they're a business, and you're quite entitled to lend your business money interest-free if you want to, or you can charge them interest.
But now City are saying what Arsenal are doing and other clubs is wrong. So I don't know where we're at.
Yeah, I can kind of see the argument, but really, you know, if you own a company, you can do what you want.
Well, so why don't Man City's owners just give themselves a loan? Why do it on a dodge? Why not declare it? Because basically the problem is, if it is going on, and this is separate from the 115, if I own Man City, and my manager comes to me, old Pep, and says, listen, I want to sign this lad, he's better than Messi and Ronaldo together, he's going to cost 200 million quid. Right? Well, we can't sign him, we're going to overspend. I'll tell you what I do, I just write a loan out, I get the club.
Yeah, no, I see the argument. You know what
I mean? I don't know.
Okay, I know, but it's too much for me to take in, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's really. Right, listen, let's change it at the bottom.
It's draining, Webby, because we're supposed to have the best league in the world.
Yeah, it is.
And honestly speaking, La Liga, Serie A, and all the other leagues in the world must be looking at our football league going, who are these jokers running this league? I look at Leicester the other week. Leicester got away from being charged because they weren't in the Premier League when the Premier League charged them. I mean, so they got off. Everton and Forest have been done. Yeah,
because they're in the Premier League.
Fast, mate, at the moment.
All right. Well, let's go to the bottom of the table now. The bottom three. I've checked a few stats, and the three that's come up: Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich. Leicester was the first club last week to win a game, and what usually happens is now 2 out of the 3 that come up go straight back down again. You know what I mean? It's
well, just, you say that. I mean, look at Wolves. They're proper rooted at the bottom, and see their goal difference is something like minus 12, isn't it, or something?
Do you know I blame the Wolves? Do you know I blame the Wolves? We were talking about earlier. Gary O'Neill's dentist. Since he's had them shiny teeth done, they won a game of football.
Has he been a turkey as well, Tal?
I don't know where he's
Turkey Tal, you're Turkey Tal. You must have some percentage over there, mustn't you?
I've been to Turkey once, mate. Istanbul 2005, and I've come back with a bling called the European Cup. Right? Seriously, but since he's had his choppers done, I mean, they've got good players as well.
Listen, I've watched Wolves a couple of times.
Yeah, but they're selling, aren't they? They've sold Kilman to us.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? Who was
the big guy, the black guy who played on the wing? God, flipping out.
Should have had a hat-trick against City last week, by the way.
So
they should. They lost 2-1, didn't they?
They have sold a lot of players.
3-2.
3-2 was it?
You know, he should have scored a hat-trick.
I know. I was thinking of the Wolves Liverpool game. 2-1. A couple of weeks ago, was it 2-1 at Molineux, wasn't it?
Always hard when we go.
But they play some fantastic football.
Some good players.
But they don't. Yeah, who's that noisy? Obviously, Lewis Hamilton just turned up for an hour. That's as fast as he goes on the Formula 1 track at the moment. That's for sure. But yeah, it's always going to be difficult. But let's change the subject. Well, come on. Is there any subjects this week that you've seen in the papers that you want to discuss that you're not happy with? Go on.
No, just on a different note, something that I think is worth a discussion was the Brighton-Tottenham game.
Great game.
Brighton, I didn't see it. Go on.
See it? No.
Was that Tottenham 3-2?
Yeah, 3-2.
Yeah.
First half, Tottenham were 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Smashing Brighton.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You see the game, Tom?
Yeah.
Absolutely superb.
Yeah.
Tottenham, absolutely superb. And then second half, it just turned around.
Disintegrated.
Tottenham just collapsed.
Isn't he? I remember last season when I think Chelsea hadn't won for about 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
And the pressure was on Pochettino. They went to Tottenham and Spurs had a few players sent off.
Yeah.
I think they had 2 players sent off.
Yeah.
I think Chelsea won 4-1 in the end, if I remember rightly, yeah? But the only thing I would say was, when you go down to 10 men, you take off a forward and you drop back. You drop back, right? And you play a defensive line. He was still playing that high line on the halfway line.
Yeah.
I think it's all right in Scotland when you play against Ross County and Motherwell and Kilmarnock.
Yeah.
You're the big fish, right? Like it was at Celtic.
Yeah.
But he's not the big fish at Tottenham.
No.
And I tell you what, if he plays like that week in, week out,
it's naive football, isn't it?
very naive. And
Do you know the best position on the ground? Behind the goal, where all 5 goals was in. And was it the Brighton end, or was
Well,
it?
it would have been, wouldn't it, if it's 2-0?
Yeah, but I don't know which end it was.
It
Yeah.
was at the Tottenham end.
Yeah.
It was at the Tottenham end,
Yeah, it was
wasn't it?
half and half, I think. Yeah.
Oh, was it half an hour? Yeah. But what again? But Matthew, my son, he said he watched Aston Villa, Bayern Munich very quickly. Was it Bayern Munich last week? And it was 1-0 to the Villa in the Champions League. And because obviously he's home with baby and everything. And he said, what a phenomenal, I don't know if you ever saw that. He said, what an
saw
absolute
some of the game,
end-to-end game. He said, just great football.
That's how football should be played.
Yeah.
But then again, naivety come into that, because that Neuer standing on the D, no reason to be on that D.
Yeah.
And apparently, the Villa manager turned around and said, he's always off his line.
Yeah.
And he sent Duran on, he said, if you get a chance,
Gotcha.
get it first time over him. Now, I know how it works because I went to Bayern Munich a few years ago and we beat Bayern Munich 3-1.
Yeah.
And Neuer was off his line.
Yeah.
And Mane done the same thing.
Gotcha.
Got the ball to Mane early, he spun,
Yeah.
and literally Neuer was outside his penalty area.
Yeah, gotcha.
Dinked him, and we got through to the final.
I think with the Brighton game, there's 2 things to take out of that. It's Angie's naivety.
Yeah.
He
He looks fed up, doesn't he?
He does. And
Does he?
mind
Yeah.
you, you'd be fed up and all. If
If it was Spurs fan.
Say sorry to Foggy, you too. Sorry, Foggy.
But also as well, you got to give Brighton credit.
Yeah.
You know, Brighton, no matter what they do, they change their manager, they sell their best
They
players. They still recruit.
And when you got Welbeck, ex-Man United, scoring against Man United, going, what do you sell me for?
I mean, you've got to take your hat off to Brighton, haven't you?
Yeah,
I mean, listen, they're not well beaters.
No.
But on the budget, you know, you look at their
Another
stadium.
one, Sean, they're another one. Apparently, Tony Bloom, the owner of Brighton, have been giving Brighton Football Club interest-free loans.
Gotcha.
They're in the same boat as Arsenal.
Okay.
Now they're being looked at as well.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Brighton from the football club, where they were, say, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Was they playing at Gillingham, weren't they?
Yeah, there was
For a
like a championship team or a League One team, weren't they?
Unreal.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreal.
And they've become an established, good club, good setup.
Very good Premiership club.
Yeah, very good. I don't think they're in debt.
No.
You know?
No.
They've got their own nice little stadium.
The Goldstone ground.
The Galston ground, yeah.
Big,
and the Withdean after that.
Yeah, the Withdean, yeah. But they're Crystal Palace is their main, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's a big shout out to Alan, my big pal Alan Fernandez.
They don't like each other,
You know
do
Alan,
they?
big, lovely guy.
They don't
Big,
like each other at all.
no, I don't know why. Why
I
that?
don't know why. I don't know.
Are they how far is that as a crow flies, Sean?
Well, Palace is South London, isn't it? And I don't know, 50 mile?
Yeah,
Is it?
50.
Yeah, 50 mile.
That's not a
maybe?
million miles away, I
I
suppose.
don't understand. There is something going on between the two clubs, obviously, somewhere along the lines.
But Brighton haven't really got a big hooligan element either, have they?
No.
Yeah, they're not renowned for like pitch invasions or
No.
smashing up towns and stuff like that, like it used to happen, are they? I mean, they're quite a decent bunch down there.
They're established club.
Yeah, nice fans.
Your sort of scene, Brighton,
Yeah.
gay capital of England. You're fitting down there, Webby.
Right, when we finish this, I've got a free ticket for Terry. Sean's already been in there. He was going in for 10 minutes. He was in there for 45 minutes. So, but we had to go and get him, didn't we?
Yeah, your loop's ready now.
I've got buy one get one free.
Oh, dude, wait till your missus sees this, Sean. I'll tell you.
I'm going to phone her in a minute, explain before she sees it.
Don't watch this.
It's
Don't
better
watch
I'll
it.
tell her before she sees it.
She's on the phone now. Look, listen to it.
I just go WEBBY'S.
That's your phone.
It is as well.
Yeah, Shelley, get off the phone. Yeah, you can answer it. Go on.
No, it was all planned. It was a joke.
Right, so if you just tuned in, it's Webby Sports Thread up here on a Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? I forgot. I lose me track of days because my little boy Matthew Webb, hey, my little Webby number 2, he'd become a dad last night. So well done you two. And we got Sean, my number 4, and Terry, my number 2, and because Simon, my number 3, he does the vlogs with me usually, and he's up the north in Port Delano Cruise, and he's with Angela, his good lady, birthday or something. So have a good time up there, big man. Love you loads, and I'll see you next week. So, what? Anything else we want to talk about, big man?
Our mate Eric Ten Hag.
Oh God, here we go. Listen, you pick on Tottenham.
Do you know what? In the last week,
yeah,
the last 2 games, our Villa are at the moment being a top 4 club.
Yeah.
So finished 4th last year. So
Yeah.
class them a top 4 club. I think on any given day to go to Villa and grind out a 0-0 draw.
Good result.
Right, is a good result. And I think going Porto, again, I know they scraped 3-3 in the end.
Yeah,
they were 2-0 up.
Man sent off. They scored the draw.
I think if I was Eric Ten Hag, I'll bench Fernandes personally. I'll take the armband.
Yeah, they all do.
He's getting rattled now. Because he should be playing in a team like Liverpool, Man City, Fernandes. Around better players. Challenging for the big trophies.
I know what you mean.
And he is of that level. But because he's quite petulant, and I've always asked getting sent off, and it was rescinded anyway, which makes it.
But that was it was rescinded on the Monday, so the game's finished then, isn't
so
it?
what's the VAR doing?
It's pathetic.
It's a joke,
Pathetic.
Right? He was out having a fag. And even Portugal, he's gone in with his foot.
Yeah.
He's gone in high, but he's not actually caught the bloke at
No,
all.
no.
Right? And the VAR looks at it. I know the intent's there.
Yeah.
Right? But the bloke's, it's his arse one.
Yeah.
But I personally would take the armband off him and give it to someone else in that football club.
He does go down easy as well, doesn't he, Sean?
And also as well with Man United, the week before when they lost at home to Spurs 3-0.
Oh, they were awful.
Yeah, they were awful. Spurs were brilliant.
They were good.
They were really good.
And then the following week against Brighton.
Yeah, this is what you get with Ange. This is what you get with that.
No
style of
consistency.
football. But Tottenham were just. I mean, who was that? Was it their first goal or the second goal when their left back steamed down?
Yeah.
Oh, Ricky van der Ven.
Yeah. I mean, what a goal!
Quick,
what a cross!
He's the fastest player in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I was in the Toby Jug the other day talking to someone who's a Spurs fan, and he said he's the best central defender.
Yeah. And the best attacker.
And I said, well, he don't even get in the Dutch team.
No.
Right?
But I mean, it'd be interesting to get like the views of Spurs fans, because when they're brilliant, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're so exciting, you know. But it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
And we see that at Brighton.
James Maddison.
Well,
I cannot see.
Ex-Coventry, sorry, don't forget, I've got to bring in Coventry beating Tottenham.
Webby,
But no, we lost, didn't we? 2-1, didn't we?
I can't see how James Maddison even gets mentioned for England.
No.
He is nowhere the level of a Declan Rice,
No.
a Bellingham.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I can't stand Jack Grealish. I think he's one of the most overrated players going, personally. He comes on, he stands on the left side, drifts in and out of the game, does hardly anything at all.
Yeah.
And it's all about him, his soppy Alice band and his socks around his ankles.
Yeah.
Right? Maddison, for me, does not produce enough on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And he's not in the England squad again, is he?
No, he's not. He's dropped, I do like Jack Grealish, I must
He's
admit.
alright, isn't he? Really? I mean, he knows his football. He's not put him in the team.
Yeah.
I know again, he's put bloody Grealish back in, isn't he? So,
I do like Grealish, so I must admit, I am one of his fans, I'll be honest with
was you
you.
having your Coventry team?
100%.
Yeah?
100%, but he can run it. I do like Jack Grealish. I don't know what's happening with Mark Robbins in Coventry. We're poor.
you're struggling at the moment,
we beat Blackburn Rovers last week, Tuesday, 3-0 at home. That's their first defeat of the season.
You beat Watford 3-0, didn't you?
No.
Blackburn, sorry.
That's what I said, Blackburn. Beat them 3-0 last.
You started off slow last season.
But then, but then we put Sheffield Wednesday. We were poor Sheffield Wednesday, 1-0 up, and they scored the winner in the 8th again. So I don't know. I wish I knew, but it is what it is.
Yeah, what I might do, if I was at Coventry, and I sort of like.
You'll never go. We'd never let you in.
Or done something really bad, Sean. Your mate, what's his name, Dabby or Dabba, who missed that penalty in the playoffs.
Do you know where he's playing now?
Forest Green.
No, he's not.
He went to Forest Green.
Yeah. Do you know? Well, my mate's the manager of
He's
Forest
not
Green.
playing for the Dog and Duck or the Swan.
Wraith Rovers.
Oh, it's even worse.
He's at Wraith Rovers.
You know what? I mean,
He's in
talking of Coventry, you know, I used to love going to Highfield Road.
Yeah.
You know, what a nice little away ground.
Jimmy Hill and the boys.
Yeah, I used to go there. I've been there many a times back in the sort of late 70s and early 80s, Highfield Road, and I used to love going there. I think another reason I love going there is because we actually had a good record.
Lady Godiva? She was from Coventry, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
I'll tell you what, you know, you got that Tony Cotty thing going. That Tony Cotty.
I'm just going to mention that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, go on.
Okay, look at Tony Cotty's record against Coventry.
Oh, no, shut up,
His goal scoring record.
No.
I think he's scored more goals against Coventry.
Sean,
than
are you
any other
going to smile now, or am I going to bleed at you? Now listen to me. I'm going to tell you a very, very quick story, which I'm not happy telling the story, because if you remember many, many years ago, we had a very good friend of ours. that owned the Palm Sports Bar, and he owned Direct Telecom.
Shy, yeah.
And he was one of the nicest men on this earth.
Yeah.
And I remember at his funeral, what's his name? The DJ. Roscoe. He turned round and he said, Webby, for all of us, he said his heart was too big for his body. And he did what he did. One of the best speeches I've ever.
So where's the story going?
All right, shut up and listen to me. So anyway, so long story short, Billy Mitchell EastEnders, my good pal, was over as well, and he took us all to the Italian, 2 doors up from the Palms.
Mama's.
Mama's. Yeah, Giovanni and his young lady that.
He's not with me. He ran off with someone else.
Yeah, I know. All right, Terry. All right, keep on yourself. So anyway. Yeah, I love you. So we all went there.
That's why the
Webby Sports Roundup.
Yeah, so that was 16 of us he took. But while we're in the Palm Sports Bar, we're all around just standing up having a drink. Tony Cotty was in front of me, there was Billy Perry and all the bits and pieces. And I said, Wagsy's big West Ham, invited me up and everything. He says, listen, Webby, I says, I've got to ask you a question, Tony. I says, how many goals, or have you scored many goals against Coventry? He said, Webby, you're not going to believe this. As you just said, he said, I've scored more goals against Coventry than any other. I said, you haven't. And that has been a running joke. They all laugh their socks off, so I can't say nothing now.
Yeah. No, it's true, yeah.
But he sent me a couple of videos over, watched me show and everything. What just a lovely, lovely fella.
Yeah.
With obviously Steve Cook, who I've never met, and Cook is out.
Yeah.
He was my roving.
I hope he's, when we do that, I hope he's going to do like questions and answers, because I've got a couple of questions for Cotty.
Yeah. I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Well, see what happened was, I'll tell you very, very quickly, staying on the West Ham bit with Tony Cotty. Wagsy messaged me about 3 weeks ago. Tony Cotty is coming over end of January, and we're going to go to the theatre bar, Big Mick, who I've never met. I've got to go meet Big Mick, big West Ham boy. And we'll go in there. 60 tickets is available. There's going to be entertainment, a little bit of food nibbles, and we're all allowed 5 local drinks. So let's see if Bottles of Heineken is local.
That's not local.
That's not local. No. So I have to pay for that. It doesn't matter to me. And so I thought, I'll see if I get myself a ticket. And Wagsy says, Webby, how many tickets? He says, you can have 5. So Wagsy's organised it. So he's given me 5 tickets. And I've done the 5. I've invited you, obviously, with some big West Ham. We've got John, West Ham John from Kalsavaki. He's coming. Who's the other 2?
Geordie Allen, you said?
Geordie Allen.
And Glenn?
And Glenn.
Yeah. So
Glenn, Geordie Allen, you, John and myself. So we'll get a taxi. We'll have a great night. And again, you've got some questions for Tony. And I said, he said, Webby, they want to meet you again. So that's going to be, I think it's the 29th of January. Yeah. So if there's anybody available, and if there is any tickets left, they might even push 1 or 2 more, I don't know. Because Wagsy is organising it. That's going to be in the theatre bar in Adeki by the hospital.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that, and I bet you aren't, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, of course. Yeah.
Well, he's a legend, isn't he?
Well, I mean, if you go in the West Ham Museum, you get his. Even before he used to play for West Ham, he was always in the West Ham youth team, because he come through the ranks.
Yeah.
You got a pair of his Dr. Martens.
Yeah.
Painted claret and blue that he wore in the 1980 Cup final.
Fantastic.
And that's in the West Ham Museum.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic.
So he's West Ham through and through.
Yeah, sure. I think what I might do, I might drop his little talk on the end of this video tonight, which should be quite good. So Tony Cotty.
Every division as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Who was he? He was. I don't know. Everton, West Ham.
We had a question the other week where apparently someone said, "Who scored a goal?"
Yeah. Was it him?
Oh, right. Well, he went to Millwall, didn't he? I think he played a couple of games.
Yeah.
I mean, not with West Ham,
Was that a question we had the other day? It was which player has scored in every league in the same calendar year?
Oh, gosh, okay, yeah.
And I think it was him. It was Leicester, West Ham,
Can't remember.
Everton.
But West Ham was his main club, as you say. Leicester, a little bit of Mill, but West Ham was his Everton. He did a bit.
Anyway, come up, I had to look into it. I can't remember, but it was something like that. So I went, apparently it was him. But
okay, right, listen, we've got to go. We've got things to do, people to see. It's probably about 7:45 now, ready for England taking on Greece. I'll be in my little corner in the 3-all shoes, going to see Jason, have a few bottles of Heineken, and I'm going there to wet the baby's head. Big Gloucester Stevie boy, big rugby man, season ticket boys over, him and Sue's over, so we'll have a drink with Stevie. I got Goya Dave, big Man United fan, But that's all he knows, isn't it, Dave? Sorry, Dave.
I tend to fix the roof.
I tell him to fix the roof. So all I'm going to say is...
B&Q, plywood, some nails, you should be able to fill that leak.
So I just want to say trio to the boys. Anybody want to say trio to? Terry, anybody want to say trio to? Or thank you for anybody?
No, just say, Jurgen, we'll see you in a few weeks, lad. He's got his new job coming up for Red Bull.
That's Red, yeah, I saw that. That's your
Salzburg in a few weeks' time for the Champions League game.
All right, yeah.
Obviously owned by Red Bull. You never know, he might be mingling around.
Okay, that's enough of you. Thank you, Tel. My number 2. Big man, Sean.
Yep, okay, a couple of people. Obviously, the missus, Shelley, and my 2 boys, Billy and Harry, and also 2 good friends of mine that I met in Joyce's bar on Saturday, the Ipswich game. An old friend of mine used to go back to West Ham many years, went to school together, done all the away trips together. He's a good friend of mine, Freddie, and his good lady, Lorraine.
Absolutely super. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate that too. Before I do a tale, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put on a little bit of Tony Cottee. So I'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, it's Tony Cottee, former West Ham, Everton, Leicester and England centre forward, and I always listen to Webby's Sportscasts live from Tenerife. Make sure you do too. Keep up the good work, Webby.
Okay everybody, hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of a Tony Cottee video. Watches the show. All I'm going to say is big shout out and thank you very much to Sean Murphy, my number 4, and obviously Terry, my number 2. And a big shout out to the vacant number 3, Big Simon, who's up in Port Deda Cruise. So don't forget, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, subscribe to Webby Sports Radar here in sunny Tenerife in my manor. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.